dear venerables and these Dhamma friends, in life I have the difficult situations. My husband and I sometimes don't have the same point. For example, I want to do one thing, but my husband told me, no, you can't, because he thinks, according to the Buddha test, when you have the bad people, mean you give them the bad people the force to do more harm to people. I don't believe that, because I think in my mind, whenever I think that the way I do it. I never think about here bad people, here good people. People need help, I go ahead and do it. Whatever the consequences we do after. So my husband and I sometimes discuss a lot. And really, sometimes I have to listen to him, because really we have to be, because I have my ego, he has his ego. And life for husband and I, we have to, sometimes he have to listen to me, and sometimes I have to listen to him to make my life go together. Sometimes I ask okay, for example, I'm going to a temple. He said, no, I don't want you go there once a week. I don't, because he think I can stay home and I can practice. I agree, I can stay home and I practice. But in my heart, I want to go to the temple to see people, and if I can help, I help. So can you please tell me what is weight that I have to do? Do I listen to him, don't go to the temple once a week, or I do it? Please help me. Thank you.
You want to say something? I can begin. When you get married, this is not my saying, one monk says, you put 3 rings. The first ring is the engagement ring.
Yes.
The second one is the wedding ring. The third one is suffering. So in a life together, you experience suffering this way. We don't have those problems because we are monks. We are not experiencing a life together. Sometimes it's better to lose the argument than losing the person. Okay? It's better that you listen to him 1-2 times and take the time to explain to him that there are good reasons also that you see when you go to the temple, that you meet nice people, you get to volunteer for different things, and you like the company of people who are similarly practicing like you. And that is what you desire, and your husband does not produce the same environment at home. But still, like you said, patience is a virtue. So you can sacrifice 1-2 weeks and listen to him and stay at home and respect, show that you respect his ideas. When you rush and argue, you actually it's a dead end. You're not going anywhere. It can develop to a fight, and you go too far, and sometimes you forget your way back. That happens. Like one time, I know this story about this Hindu sage who was walking by a river with his students, and he saw two people fighting and quarreling and arguing. And the Hindu guru asked from his students this question: why are they arguing? And the students said, well, they are angry, that is why they argue. But then the Hindu teacher asked, but they are next to each other, why do they have to scream so loud? and the students didn't have an answer for that. Then the teacher said, when you are angry, you feel like your heart is too far away from the other person. So you scream so loud, so you think that the other person can hear. And that happens. Like, so that's why when people love each other, you sit next to each other and you don't even talk, but you know what the other person is thinking. You can tell the movement. You don't use the words. So also there is this other saying that says, in the marriage, in the first year of the marriage, wife listens to the husband. The second year of marriage, husband listens to the wife. The third year of marriage, neighbors listen to both of them. What has happened here is that you have gone too far. You have forgotten to come back. So you keep doing this, and it becomes a habit. And then you get bored. The boredom then kills your interest of being together and life together. You don't really appreciate each other. Arguing with the fool only proves that there is two. There are two fools. Both are fools. So you rather not argue. So please just love him and take the time and be patient and listen to him, and that you show that as his wife you listen, you care, and that you want to respect his opinion too. But even when you are silent, you can still stay silent with a loving attitude. So he doesn't think that your silence is a punishment to him. Sometimes we shut the doors, and that means we close our hearts. And they feel it. You don't have to tell them, they feel it. So it's better you open the doors from your heart, from your eyes, from your movements, and still give him the space to understand. And going to a temple is not a big argument, actually. You can make your house a temple.
I agree.
Yeah.
However, I am now on small, close to 64 years old. 64 years old. For most of my life, I agree, I make a mistake. I agree. He told me, don't go, I go. That's big mistake. So now, he doesn't like temple. That's a big mistake now. I have to learn from a mistake. Sometimes, he told me he doesn't want to go. Then, I have to listen to him.
Yeah.
And if people ask me to go, I said no, I have to ask my husband. That's the way I do. However, you know, like for the donation, I'm sorry, I am independent woman. I make money. And according to the Buddha test, whenever you have money, you have to have minimum 10% for donation. I listen to that. I do it, and sometimes I have to hide. He doesn't know anything.
Mm.
But what can I do? I make money. I work hard, so I can use money as I want.
Mm.
But my money go to the good course, not the bad course.
Mhm.
You know, I agree. Sometimes I have to listen. I agree, but I have a limit. Over my limit? No. But now I have to be flexible. I have to listen a little bit, and I have to now listen to him so he can be back to the temple.
Mm.
That's my big mistake,
Mm.
really big mistake.
Mm.
And my master Achuk Lam told me that years ago. My master said, if your husband doesn't want you to go to the temple, stop for a while and go back. My master says so too.
Mm.
But now I heard you told me that. I agree. However, I'm 64 years old. I'm not a little girl.
Mm.
I have to have some freedom to do the things. It should be work for my mind, because when I die, what I bring with me, karma.
Yeah.
Right? So now I really like to go to temple. I really do. I really like it. If I listen to him, I stay home. I agree, I can practice, but I'm afraid I may lost my way. Because when you practice, you need people with you. You have to see someone, and whenever something happen inside, you know where are you. Because if you stay home, no one hurt you. Because my husband and I, we had no children. So I can do whatever I want, he can do whatever he wants. Nobody harm each other. If I stay home for a month, no one harm me. No one say something I don't like. Then my ego will go up. So if I go to the temple and I like cooking, in the kitchen, a lot of things happen.
Yep.
Because the temperature is very hot. Everybody want to get out. So I know when I go to the kitchen, something happen, I keep smiling. This means I gain something inside. That's why I want to go to temple. But I will listen to you if he say, no, don't go to temple. This week I don't go, but next week I go.
Yeah. Good job. And first of all, congratulations being 64.
Yeah.
And being energetic and surviving a marriage this far.
Yeah.
Amidst the argument. So that's already success that you need to celebrate. And again, you have a good grasp on what a relationship is and how you have treated it. It's an exemplary explanation on how you dealt with this situation, and being independent and knowing about good karma and knowing also that we die and that we don't take anything we have gathered when we die is already a great achievement. So yeah, true, we don't really, we go empty-handed, and the good mind, good heart, merits, good karma that we have accumulated will follow us, will welcome us. So what your generosity is a personal matter. It's not something to do with a relationship. That you still have to continue the way you have been doing in terms of generosity, because that is your security guard that protects you. It's true that in Buddhism, the Buddha says you have to have the same faith, same generosity, same level of generosity, same level of wisdom, and same level of conduct, virtues, when you are a husband and wife, so your life becomes easy. But it doesn't always happen. Like in this situation, like he lost faith in temples for some reasons. So we need to restore his faith, and that might take decades. So if you are challenged with that situation, and if we try to force him to do that, he will go further away from the temple. So I think we all bless you and wish you good luck in your work. And this is your best practice with him. Yeah, this will be your best success. But perhaps you may never succeed. You may just leave him alone. But probably he has enough peace compared to many thousand people out there in the world. Like you said, there is no forever bad person. People change, and then they change again. So you have the wisdom, you have the understanding, you have the capacity to deal with this, and you are free. So thank you for sharing that with us also. That will be the last time.
Because if you patiently listen to him, then he will come with you. I remember once he came. See? Then if you run away from him, then he makes things not to go to temple. Then you can patiently listen to him and just obey to him. Then he will follow you.
I agree. Because he a nice man.
Right.
Very nice man.
Mm-hmm.
He doesn't drink, he doesn't smoke,
Wonderful.
he doesn't say any bad things.
How smart he is.
He's already a temple.
But I agree.
He's a monk.
This was my big mistake. Big mistake.
He's not a little child supposed to come.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have a family different. If I'm home, my husband go to temple. When I'm not home, he doesn't want to go. Sometimes I'm not home, I'm going somewhere. I phone back and I phone to my house. I ask him, you go to the temple. No, I stay at home, I do by myself, okay.
I lose my motivation.
Very bad person.
Well, he likes to have balance of merits compared to you. Like, he doesn't want more. He's satisfied with what he has. He doesn't secretly accumulate merits without you being there. So probably Bhante I forgot. Chandima, that's counseling. So this is a question for him also. But I think now you have come here. We need to really enjoy just being here. Probably he feels lonely that he doesn't want to go. And probably he also feels like donating the whole bank account to the temple. And if you are there, you stop. But I think this is a situation you can deal with. That you can make the time to plan to go together. And that will...
Listen to me. I don't home. You still go to the temple.
No, I want you and me gain enlightenment at the same time.
I previously...
Last time he said that he want to reborn and be with you.
Yeah, I will, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, if...
Okay, promise.
Right. I previously shared this thing in the Sinhala talk. We talked about how these venerables lived. This was a discussion, like sutra discussion on 3 monks living together. So they lived in harmony with each other, and they were rejoicing the actions and attitudes of each other, and they blended like milk and water. You cannot separate them, and they were never arguing. They did not argue. Like I said, it's better to lose the argument than losing the person. And then they were looking at each other with a pleasant eye, not with an eye to burn the other person. You can tell when someone is looking at you that that person is angry. You feel like you are burning inside. You want to run away from that person. So if you develop these attitudes in a marriage, in a living together situation, in an association or in any place, that helps you to have a peaceful mind. And I also said that in the marriage, one is always right, the other one is always husband. Do you get the joke? One is always right, the other one is always husband. Sometimes the wife is always the right person. Husband is regarded as the wrong person. He is wrong, I am the right person. So you'd rather also give him some space. Probably he is right at some situations, that he doesn't feel secured going out, leaving the home without you. He'll feel nervous not having you around. You are his guardian angel, so I think, yeah. Nice questions, actually. ඇයි කලින් නිදාගත්තනේ? The Buddha says those who ask questions will be born wise. You can imagine what happens to the other people. There is no question that is a bad question, so any question is a good question. So if you are thinking whether to ask this question or that question, just put it out. ඕන ප්‍රශ්නයක් අහන්න. Yeah. Congratulations.
How do individually each one often, because it's so good opportunity today, we have 4 months here today. How do you understand the liberation for each of you?
Bante Susila first.
Who liberated when you start first? Yeah, who liberated then you start first.
Yeah. How do you understand liberation, right? විමුක්තිය කියන එක කොහොමද තේරුම් ගන්නේ? ඒකත් විමුක්තියක්.
So you mean liberation as free from everything, right?
Nibbana.
We talk all talking about we're going to liberation, we're going to Nibbana. What that really means? How to understand? Because these people have been seeking liberation for the meaning. I don't know what that really means. What kind of Nibbana, what kind of liberation? in this life.
Well, I can begin. Do you want me? Yeah, so I think in your question itself, you are thinking whether it is a state that you go to, or it is an experience that you experience, or what. So you are wondering about what is actually the liberation. So everyone says this is liberation, that is liberation, and sometimes the question is how to understand liberation. So let's say you have a troublesome husband and you run away from him, so you have the liberation. Sorry, let's not go that far. And when you, well, not you, somebody else has a troublesome husband and she leaves from him, and what she experiences is the husband-free liberation. But she has other problems. The type of liberation that the Buddha was talking about is the liberation from all the bondages. You don't have any attachment towards your husband, towards yourself, towards your parents, or to anyone whatsoever in the world. That kind of liberation is freeing, and you have no hold in any place, any realm, in human world or in the lower realm or upper, higher realm. You don't have any hold. You are free from all those realms, existences. So the Buddha's type of, this has to be experienced. Like we previously discussed about a state that fully enlightened Arahant monks experience. So when you experience that, you know for sure that this is the end, that there's nothing more to be done. That is so liberating, that you know that there's no new karma being made from you, there's no need of accumulating more merits or worrying about demerits. All the karmas have ceased. That is so liberating too. You don't have to think about heaven, no hell. That you are also free from those states. Yesterday in the Dhamma discussion, Bhante Susila was talking about 10 types of bondages that we liberate from. The bondage of thinking that there is a self, the view of a self, you liberate from it. The doubts, you don't have any doubt that you know that this path really works. You're sure that this path works. So you are free from doubts. And you don't really follow other, austeric practices. You can go to other temples as long as it helps you. If it doesn't help, you stop doing that. You know that you have your refuge within you. And you liberate from all the sensual experiences. You don't wish them. And then you liberate from fighting with sensual experiences like anger, you fight. Hatredness, you fight. You don't really fight with those. This is just a lucid explanation. And you liberate from your conceit, right? You liberate from restlessness, comparing with others. You get restless. And also you liberate from ignorance, and you don't ignore the truth anymore. You abide with what is right. You stop ignoring the truth. You live in the truth. So these are all liberating. So once you you can endlessly explain about liberation. So that's, and also being free from thoughts is called Cheto Vimukti. You liberate from your thoughts. You don't have to think anymore. You are free from thinking. That is a samadhi state. Your liberation is achieved through insight, and then achieved through wisdom too. So these two states are called Cheto Vimukti and Panya Vimukti. That wisdom, vimutti, is achieved through practicing this insight, realizing what is true, realizing how each state is conducive to higher states. And then you do the samadhi states, you experience the samadhi state, and that also leads to liberation. The cessation, like we discussed in the previous sutra discussion, like you go from one samadhi to second, and dhyana to a second jhana, and you liberate your mind ultimately from cessation of perception, feeling and consciousness. All these states are liberations, and you can, it's like a well in the forest that you can walk to it through many paths. If you want to come to this temple, there are many paths. So is with the liberation. There are many paths to come to the liberation too. You next.
So in one Arahant, she was a bhikkhuni. In her victorious verses, she says like that: Sumutta sadhu muttosmi tihi kujjehi muttiya udukkalena musalena patina kujja kenaka. So I will explain what I mention in Pali. I was completely get free from three things. What are those three things? Pestle and mortar. Pestle and mortar. Do you know that in olden days people used to grind things with that pestle and mortar? Have you ever seen that?
You have that in the pound and grind.
Yeah.
Oh, that's fine. You will be
Yeah.
The high one get
the bigger ones.
and she free from crooked husband. Her husband was crooked. So
he's bringing the shirt. How they like.
She free from those two and from her crooked husband. So she becoming an arahant, then she expressed her freedom in that way. So she completely free from everything because she doesn't want to grind anything anymore. She doesn't have a husband to take care of. That is one kind of freedom. So it is a kind of individual experience. You might feel it different way. Sometimes in Sri Lanka we say that mostly Sri Lankan buses are very crowded. We do not know where my leg is when we get on. Sometimes we say, oh, I achieve Nibbana when we get down. It is kind of freedom too, because we liberated from that miserable, unpleasant situation.
I think this question is like it's more serious than we think. On one side, there's a science which has been coming up. It's an old science called soteriology, which means finding different ways to liberate. And also, on the other hand, there's a science called ontology, how to exist. So these two sciences being, studied by researchers, academicians on one hand. On the other hand, I was thinking when Nanda was bringing up that liberation that might perhaps relate to secular things, I guess there could be two aspects of these questions. Probably a secular liberation and then non-secular liberation, which was brought up by Venerable kusala, like that big thing, high-end thing, right? Now, probably you might have remembered Gatha, Pali Gatha, which was recited by Prince Siddhartha, about a woman, Kisagotami. Niputa nuna so mata, Niputa nuna sopya, Niputa nuna sa nari, yasaya iti so. He was referring to a woman, and then he was saying that if there's a father who wants this woman, and he's secularly liberated, and also the mother and also the husband, which means there's a secular liberation. Probably that's why there are a bunch of stanzas in Teri Gatha, the sayings of the female arahants, that they were liberated from household domestic violence. Like probably the husband might have insisted, hey, you have to do kitchen cleaning, you can't do any other thing. They were pretty much troubled by those things, right? Not because that a woman is to do such a thing is bad, right? I mean, women are the people who take care of kitchen things everywhere in the world, mostly. So, I think, to my understanding, if you think about liberation, which seems to us in our secular life, there are a lot of aspects, probably. Now, what she was bringing up, that her husband is like delimiting the numbers of times she can come to temple, right? She's asking the question, how can I increase the number of chances I can come to temple? But I think husband has already given a few chances to come to temple, right? Or you come today, right? Which means he was okay with that, right? Probably you can persuade him to come a little bit more, right? This is an important thing, I guess. But probably it might be hard for you. But there is a way out, right? So to me, to talk about that liberation, I guess we better start from that secular life, mundane life that you all live, right? Then all of us actually free and happily free, fight free, argument free in our life. We all have troubled by other people. People are different, understanding them, and then treating them with the right consequences. That's simple. There are a lot of examples where you can see that whereby people look into that secular, this life liberation, before we talk about liberation, that might stop us from being reborn and reborn over and over. Thank you.
I might copy all this answer. Personally, I liberated from my family 24 years ago, and I thought I'm done. Then again I am here, then I have another bondage here, and I'm not free yet. So that is my liberation. From the teachings, mainly Buddha said liberating from the lust, the hatred and ignorance. This is the major liberation, which means no regret, no more suffering. And for a simple life, forget about the past, but learn lesson from the past. Do not worry about the past. Liberate from the past. And liberate from the future. How we liberate from the future? Do not hang on with the future. Do not hope for the future. You may have a plan for the future, but do not wait for the future. Give some time. And do not worry about the past, cry about the past, and do not hope for the future, but have a plan. Stay here and now. So, whenever we go for liberation, there will no liberation. We will not meet any liberation there, because liberation is with you. I try to liberate from the temple. I try to liberate from husband. or wife, or kids, or my duties. For how long we are going to give up them to be liberated? It's endless. Then, what Buddha said? Be liberated from yourself. As long as we accept the other things, the objectives, then we are not free from them. That doesn't mean we shouldn't associate or we shouldn't have anything else. We might have what we want, but we do not know what we need, what we want. Isn't it? We do not know what we want and what we need. We like everything. Having everything into one place, we try to liberate from them, right? So, we are seeking our own liberation. Do not try to liberate from others. Do not try to liberate from other stuff. Free from yourself. Think from yourself. No one is bothered to you. No one is disturbed to you. There was a story. A monk said, someone was there and there was a dog who was barking. That's usual. Dogs are barking. So, it is not a problem. What happened? When the dog is barking, that bothers to me. I take that barking as bothering, as a problem, as a matter. Then I hit him. I chase him away. I show my anger for the dog. So, dog is barking and I also bark. The dog doesn't know I am bothering to someone. But we think he is bothering. If I can patient or tolerate that situation, I am free from that bark. Therefore, do not bark. There's a funny story. The neighbor of my temple, back in Sri Lanka, and the husband is alcoholic. And he comes every day drunk. And at one night, actually their home is next to my temple. They are separated from the fence. At night, a bunch of dogs were barking in the temple. Then the wife heard that. But husband is deep sleeping because he was drunk. But anyway, wife wake him up. She said, "Hey, look at the temple. The dogs are barking there." Husband said, "Nonsense. Dogs are not smiling instead of barking. Sleep." The problem was solved. When you bark, then you sleep. That's a liberation. Sometimes from some problems we cannot sleep. Why? So much bothering. So many arguments, thinking. Free from yourself. Do not worry about the past. Do not worry about the future. Just be here and now. You will be liberated from everything. That's my understanding and that is the teaching also. So, did you find any way to liberate? 30ක් තව තියෙනවා දැන් මේ ඉංග්‍රීසියෙන්ම කතා කරගෙන ඉන්නේ සිංහල ප්‍රශ්න නැති නිසා. ඒකවල සිංහල තේරෙන ඉංග්‍රීසි තේරෙන දෙවියන් ඉතින් මොකෝ කරන්නේ? .com සිංහලෙන් මක්කමක් කාරිය ඇහෙනවා නම් කතා කරන්න පුළුවන්.
ඒ ආම්දුවේ මරණය ගැන පොඩ්ඩක් පොඩි දෙයක් කතා කරන්න කියලා ගොඩක් කාලෙක ඉඳලා ඉන්නවා.
වලින්
කමන්නේ නැහැ සිංහලෙන් තමයි දැන් කියන්නේ.
ඔව් කියන.
වලින්
මරණය ගැන කතා
මරණින් පස්සේ අර අපිට ප්‍රදර්ශනය කරන වගේ දවස් දෙක තුනේ කරන්න නැතුව ඒ සල්ලි කාට හරි එකතු කරලා උදව් කරන්න කියලා අපි හතර පහ දෙනා මගේ දුව මහත්තයා මම පුතා අපි හතර දෙනා කතා වෙනවා දැන් ඒක දෙල්ලකින් ගියලා ක්ලාස් කරන්න ඕනේ කියලා ඒක කිසිම අසාධාරණයක් වෙන්නේ නැහැ නේ ස්වාමීන් වහන්සේ මරිච්ච මාලකඳක් කියන දරකාලක් වගේ දෙයකට කමක් නැහැ නේද එහෙම කිව්වා අපේ හිතන දේවල් මම කියන්නේ ඒකකොට
හිතන දේවල් ඔක්කොම ටික කියන්නේ
රෙස්පෙක්ට් කරනවා වගේ ආචාර ගෞරව කරනවා කියලා අපි දෙයක් කරනවා පිටියක බහලා කියලා ලොකු ගානක් වියදම් කරලා ඒ වගේ දේවල් ඉන්නකොට ගෞරව කරන්න බැරි ඇති ඇත්තටම මරණය පස්සේ ඔක පේන්නේ අනිත් ඉන්න කාලේ කතා කරලා ඉන්න කාලේ මම මිනිස්සුන් කිතක් ඉඳන් නැති ඉන්න පුළුවන් නම් ඉඳලා කරන්න කමන්න පුළුවන් දේවල් අමාරුන් හරි කෙනෙක් උදව් කරලා ජීවත් වෙලා එහෙනම් අවසන් ගමන ගියාට පස්සේ පොඩි වෙලාවක් කියලා ඒක අවසන් කරන්න කියන එක තමයි මගේ දුවගේ කට්ටියගෙන ඉල්ලීම ඒ විදිහට මේ මට හිතෙනවා මට වෙන කෙනෙක් එක්ක කතා කරාම කිව්වා ඒක සාධාරණ මදි කියලා. ඒ කියන්නේ ගෞරව කරන්න කියලා කියන්න ඕන කියලා අවසක් හොදලා. ඉතින් මම ඒක ඉතින් කැමති වෙන්නේ නැහැ. වෙනම අපිට කෙනෙක් එක්ක කතා කළේ ඒක කොහොමද ටිකක් අදහස් ගන්න. මම හිතන්නේ ඒ වගේ මගේ අදහස නම් මගේ දරුවෝ මේ මහත්යගේ ඉතින් එහෙම කළා ඒ සල්ලි ඉතින් ඔය ලංකාවේ හරි කොච්චර ඉංග්‍රීසි කියලා ගන්න නැති අය ඉන්නවනේ. ගොඩාක් අම්මලා ඉන්නවා දරුවන්ටත් කරගන්න බෑ දෙහිත් ටික ගන්නවත් සල්ලි නෑ ඉගෙන ගන්න පුළුවන් දරුවෝ ඉන්නව නම් සල්ලි නැහැ ළමයි ඉගෙන ගන්න විදිහක් නෑ අතරමං වෙලා ඉන්නවා ඒ වගේ ඉතින් ගොඩාක් සමහර අසනීප වෙලා ඉස්තිරාට කියනකොට ලෙඩා මැරිලා ඉවරයි ඒ වගේ මොන වාහනයකට හරි සම්බන්ධ වෙලා මොනවා කරලා දාන්න පුළුවන් නම් කියලා ඉතින් අපි පවුල එකතු වෙලා කතා කරන සාකච්ඡාවක් තමයි දැනට ඉතින් තමයි අපි මෙන්න පොලිටිකල් වෙන විදිහට බැලලා ඇක්ට් කරන කවුරුද දැනගත්ත කෙනෙක් කොයි ගොනන් කවුරු හරි එකතු වෙලා හරි අපි දරුවෙක් එක්ක ගණන් ගන්නේ දෙදුක් පැඩි නම් ගන්නෙත් නැහැ වගේ දේවල් කියනවා එහෙම නම් වැඩි හොඳයි ප්‍රයෝජනයක් වෙනවා නම් ඔව් එතන ගන්න දෙද වැඩේ නැත්නම් රිසර්ච් කරන්න බැරි පුළුවන් ඉතින් සමහර වෙලාවට එන්නෙන්නත් පුළුවන් ඉතින් දැන් පාංශකූල වගේ ඒවකින් දෙන්න පුළුවන් එක අපේ පිළිස්පිරිස්නේ ධර්මානුකූල කටයුතු ඒ විදිහට කරලා ඉතුරු වැඩ ටික අර විදිහට ලොකු වෙනස් කරන්නේ නැතුව ඒ සල්ලි සිංහාට යහපතක් නිකම් පුච්චලා දාන්න කරන්න කියලා නැති ඒ මට අයිඩියාවක් විතරයි මගේ ළමයින්ගේ මහත්යගේ හැමදාම හිතන ගානේ මම ඉතින් පාවක් වෙනවා දෙයක් ගන්න මට නම් හිතෙන හරි කියනවා
ඒක ප්‍රශ්නයක්ද ප්‍රකාශයක්ද?
නිකන් ප්‍රකාශයක් ඔක්කොටම නිකන් හිතන්න පොඩ්ඩක් පුරුදු කරන්න මේ මරණය ගැන නිකන්
අන්තිමෝන අන්තිම කැමැත්ත ලියලා තියෙන්නේ.
දැන් දුවාවම ලියන්න සම්මත 10යි කියනකොට 25 ඉන්න තියෙනවා.
මටත් බැරි දන්නේ කොටසක්.
පන්සලක් කරලා.
ගොඩක් නැහැ ගානේ නම් හැබැයි ඒකෙන් ටිකක් පන්සලට හම්බ වෙයි. අනිවාර්යෙන්ම.
So her question, actually not a question, it is a statement. What should be the custom after he died? Then how we do the funeral and how we do the rituals when we die. So that's the statement. Then she explained what she wants. ඒකෙදි මෙහෙම කාරණාවක් මට කියන්න පුළුවන් දැන් අපි මේ දැනට කිසියම් ප්‍රමාණයක කනගාටුවක් තේනවා මේ ඉතින්දි බඳු දේවල් වලින් මරණයෙන් පස්සේ අනේ මේගොල්ලෝ මේවා මෙහෙම කරනවා හරම කරනවා නේ කියන අදහසක් අපිට තියෙනවා. කොහොමත් ඉතින් අපි මොනවා ලියලා තියුවත් මලාට පස්සේ ඉන්නුන්දලාට ඕන හැටියට තමයි ඕවා වෙන්නේ.
විල්ල කිව්වම ස්වාමීන් වහන්සේ
මෙහෙම එකක් තියෙනවා අපිට ඉල්ලන්න පුළුවනි. ඉල්ලුවත් බලපෑම් වෙන වෙලාවල් තියෙනවානේ. එහෙම වුණාම ටිකක් වෙනවා. හැබැයි අපේ අය සමහරු බයයි. ලියලා තියුවාම මෙහෙම නොකරොත් එහෙම හරිත් ඒකට අගෞරවයක්. ඒක ලියලා තියෙන එකේ වාසියකුත් තියෙනවා. තව පැත්තක් තියෙනවා. අපි ඉතින් ඔය ඕන කෙනෙක් ඕනක් කරගත්තා කියලා කරන්නේ ඉඳලා අපි නිදහසේ මැරිලා. අපේ ඉඳලා නැත්තම් අපිට වෙන්නේ මැරිලත් අල්ලගෙන ඉන්න වෙන්නේ. මොන් කර්ම කරයිද දන්නේ මෙහෙම කරයිද දන්නේ නැහැ. ඊට පස්සේ දැන් පිට්ටුවත් බයයි. වල දැම්මොත් පණුව ගන්නවා. ඒත් හොඳ නැහැ. ඉතින් එක කතා තියෙනවා. දැන් මෙහෙන වල දාන්න ගම වෙන්නේ පුච්චන්නම වෙනවා. දැන් පිච්චෙන බයයිද ඔය? නෑ. සමහරව බලන්න පුළුවන් සල්ලි වලට. එතකොට දැන් වැඩේ තියෙන්නේ මෙහෙම වලත් වෙන ඩොලර් 30 කියලා කරන්නේ. මේකයි කාරණා. හැබැයි මෙහෙමයි. ඉතින් අපිට ඒකේ කියලා ඒවා අපිට එකතරේ දතාරින්න බෑ දැන්. ප්‍රඥාවන්තව බැලුවම ඇත්තටම ගැඹුරින් ධර්මානුකූලව නුවණින් මෙහෙය කරලා බැලුවොත් අපි මරුණාට පස්සේ මෙතේදී කියලා හරමදී කියන උපදේශයක් මෙහෙට දීලා අපි මේ ලෝකේ ඇතෑරලා යන්නේ නෑ කියන තැනකට ඊට පස්සේ සම්බන්ධයක් ගොඩ නැගෙනවා මරුණාට පස්සෙත් මට මෙහෙම වෙන්න ඕනේ කියලා. ඒ නිසා අපිට නිදහසේ නැරෙන්න තියනවා හොඳයි. ඒකත් අපි මොනවා කරන්නේ ඉඳවන්න ඉන්නේ කියලා යන්න ඕනේ. ඒගොල්ලන්ට ඕන නම් තියාගෙන තුමානියක් ගන්න අවුරුද්දක් තියාගත්ත අපේම. ඒක උඩරගෙන ඒගොල්ලන්ට වියදම් කරන්න පුළුවන්. ඒගොල්ලන්ට සල්ලි තියෙනවා. ඒගොල්ලන්ට රස්සාව පාඩු කරන් ඉන්න පුළුවන්. ඒක යාළුවගේ වැඩක් නේ. මොකද එකක් තමයි පවුලක දැන් මට පුළුවන් තනි තීන්දුවක් ගන්න. හැබැයි මම ඉන්නේ කොමියුනිටි එකේ අනිවාර්යෙන්ම කොමියුනිටි එකේදී අපිට ඊට පස්සේ ප්‍රශ්නයක් වෙනවා. කොහොමද ඉතින් අපි මලාට පස්සේ අපිට ඕක එච්චර සම්බන්ධතාවයක් නැති නිසා ඉතින් ඉන්න කට්ටිය ඕන එකක් කරගන්නවා. නමුත් අර තමන්ගේ නිදහසේදී ඒක මෙහෙම කියන්නේ අම්මා තාත්තලා හිමි දේපලක් එහෙම තියෙනවා නම් දරුවෝ එහෙම රණ්ඩු සරුවල් වෙන පොසිබිලිටි එක වැඩි නම් එහෙම ඒගොල්ලෝගේ මරණයෙන් පස්සේ ඒව සෙටල් කරේ නැත්නම් බුද්ධිමය වශයෙන් ඒව අනිවාර්යෙන් සෙටල් කරලා මැරෙන එක හොඳයි. නැත්නම් මෙහෙ මරා ගන්නවා දෙන්නේ. එතකොට තමන්ගේ සතු යමක් තියෙනවා නම් ඒවා ඒ සුදුසු විදියට කළමනාකරණය කරලා ඒ කටයුතු කරගන්න එක හොඳයි. හැබැයි ඉතින් එහෙම නොඋනයි කියලත් ඒවට මුකුත් වෙන්නේ නැහැ. මොකද අපි යනකොට ඔක්කොම අතහැරලා දාලා තියලා යන්න සිද්ධ වෙනවා. ඉතින් කාන්තිනෝනාගේ ප්‍රකාශයේ පැති කීපයක් තියෙනවා. ඉතින් ඉන්න අය මොකද අපි පවුලම දැන් පවුලම සාකච්ඡාට පවුලම එකතැන මැරෙන්නේ නැහැ. එතකොට යන්නේ ඉස්සෙල්ලා යන්නේ කියන සමහර විට දැන් බලන්න කාන්තිනෝන එහෙම අදහස් කළාට පවුලේ වෙන කෙනෙක් ඉස්සෙල්ලා ගියොත් එහෙම මේක කඩන්න වෙයි සමහරට. දැන් හිතන්න මහත්ය ගියා කියලා අපතම ගන්න.
නෑ කාන්තිනෝට හතර දෙනා මේ විදිහට ඕනේ කියලා කියන්නේ.
ඕ රයිට්. මම කියන්නේ
අවස්ථාව ආවහම වෙන
හිතන්න කාන්තිනෝන්ට කලින් මහත්යට යන්න උනා කියලා. මහත්යගේ සහෝදර පිරිස එහෙම ඉන්නවනේ. ඒගොල්ලෝ ඇවිල්ලා නෑ අපේ අයියට මල්ලිට මෙහෙම කරන්න ඕනේ කියලා මොකද කරන්නේ?
අපි ඒගොල්ලන්ට දැම්මම කිව්වා සාමි.
එහෙනම් දැන් අපිට උත්තර දෙන්න දෙයක් නැහැ. සම්මත වෙලා. ඒ විදිහටම සම්මත වේවා.
ඔය ගොඩක් සාකච්ඡා කළා තමයි.
එහෙනම් ඉතින් අපේ පාන්දු කොළ වෙලා කියන්නේ අපේ.
අපි කියවනවා දැන් කලකන් කියලා කලකන්නේ මෙන්න මේ අපි ඉන්නකල.
ඒකට මම තව එකතු කරන්නම් මේ වර්තමාන කාලේ හිම ආදාහනයක් සිද්ධ කළේ රේරුකාණි චන්දිමල නායක හඳුනන්ගේ. ඉතින් ඒ ආදාහනේ පැය 24ක වගේ කාල සීමාවක් ඇතුළත කළා. ඒ වුණාට සමාජයෙන් චෝදනාවක් තිබුණා නායක හඳුනන්ගේ ලොකු එතකොට හිටපු ශිෂ්‍යයා ධම්මානන්ද හඳුරෝ උන්වහන්සේට මේක හොරෙන් කළා වගේ වැඩක් කියලා. ඉතින් මිනිස්සු කැමති වෙනවා අවසන් ගෞරවය දක්වන්න හොඳ වුණා නැති වුණා. ඉතින් අපි සමාජ සම්මතයටත් ගරු කිරීමක් සිද්ධ කරන්න වෙනවා. ඉතින් එහෙම කැමති නම් ඒක කරාට කමක් නැහැ. ඉතින් ඒක up to you.
උන්වරත් ඉස්සු දෙද්දා කරන්න ගාමින් නම්
ඔනේ කාන්තිනෝනාගේ පරමාර්ථය හරි හොඳයි. මොකද ඔහේ නිකම් මේ සල්ලි පිටව දානවට වඩා දුප්පත් අහිංසක මිනිස්සු ඉන්නවා අතරම ලෝකෙ උදව් ඕන.
අපේ පැත්තෙන් හරියට
නැත්නම් ඩොලර් 10,000 15,000 20,000 වියදම් කරලා මෙහි ලොකුවට සෝබන කරනවා. මේ විතර නෙමෙයි ලංකාවෙත් එහෙම තමයි.
ලංකාවේ තමයි වැඩිපුරම තියෙන්නේ ඒක.
ඒකට ඒ නිසා අපිට කිසියම් කලමනාකරණයක් තියෙන්න ඕන. නමුත් මතක තියාගන්න ඕනේ තමයි මලාට පස්සේ කිසි දෙයක බලයක් අපිට නැත.
එහෙම කරන්න කියලා ලියලා තියන්න පුළුවන්. ඒක ඉන්න අය කරයිද නොකරයිද කියන එක ගැන අපිට විශ්වාසයක් තියන්න පුළුවන් කමක් නැහැ. ඒක වෙනස් වෙන්න පුළුවන්.
දැන් දන්නවද මේ අමරදේව මහත්තයා මැරිච්චලා යටි බඩුවක දෙන්න කියලා තිබුණේ මේ දොස්තරලා කියලා කපන්න බෑ. එච්චර වටින මිනිස්සෙක්ගේ මේ මිත්‍යාව තමයි ඉතින් යන විදිය. වටින බුදුහාමුදුරන්ගේ බොඩිය කරත් එහෙම වුණානේ. මෙයා විකට මොකද වෙන්නේ? නමුත් දොස්තරලා කිව්වලු අපිට ඒ වගේ අපේ දින
රටම ගරු කරන
කෙනෙක් නේ. ඒකෝර ඒ බඳු කෙනෙකුට අපිට එහෙම කරන්න බෑ කියලා ආදාහනය කරන්න ඕනේ කියලා. ඉතින් ඒක රජයේ තියෙන්න ඕන අන්තිම. එහෙම දේවල් වෙනවා. දැන් අපේ ලොකු නන්දර අපවත් වෙන සතියකට කලින් කිව්වා පොඩි අදින්න එපා, ඉටිකොල කපන්න එපා, තරංග ගහන්න එපා, සෑයවල යන්තම් මොකක් හරි කරලා ඔහොම කරන්න කියලා. ලක්ෂ 7ක් දාලා දීලා කරලා 10 එකතු වෙලා මේ ආදාහනය කරන්න. හැබැයි ඉන්නකම් කවුරුත් කනවතුරක් තරන් ආවේ. 10,000ක විතර පොඩි වලම හදලා මේ පොලිතින් විතරක් කියලා රුපියල් 10,000ක්. දැන් රුපියල් 10,000ක පොලිතින් එක කොච්චරද ලංකාවේ ඉන්නේ? ඒක 2004. එතකොට එහෙම දේවලුත් තියෙනවා. ඉතින් තැනේ හැටියට මගේ නම් අදහස මරණයටත් අයිතිවාසිකම් කියලා නම් යන්න හිතාගෙන ඉන්න එපා.
එහෙම සමහර අවස්ථාවල මේ හිතෙනවා ජීවත් වෙලා ඉන්න අයට අපි ගරු කළේ නැහැ කියලා එහෙම කරන්නේ. අන්න එහෙම වුත් තියෙනවා.
ඒක තමයි මරණය කෙනෙක්ගේ මරණය කියන්නේ තමයි ජීවත් වෙන පිළිසක තාම සංවේදනයක් අවස්ථාවක් නෙවෙයි. මේ අවස්ථාවේ අපි වැඩි ඕනරේ නිවිදම ගියහම මොකද තව ප්‍රශ්නයක්. ඒ නිසා සාමාන්‍යයෙන් කළ යුතු මෙන්න මෙහෙම සරලව කරන්න කියන එක වගේ එහෙම අදහසක ඉඳලා යන්න. මොකද මරණයෙන් පස්සේ මල මිනියට කරන දේවල් ටික ගැන කතා කරනවට වඩා ජීවත් වෙලා ඉන්න කාලේ කරගන්න ඕන දේවල් ටිකක් තියෙනවා මලාට පස්සේ අරගෙන. මේ දේවල් ටික ගැන කාන්තිනෝන ගැන මට එහෙම ලොකු සැකයක් නැහැ. මොකද කාන්තිනෝන ඉතාම ශ්‍රද්ධාවන්ත කෙනෙක් සහ ගුණවන්ත අම්මා කෙනෙක් විදිහට කටයුතු කරනවා. ඒක තරකයක් නෑ අපිට පේනවා ඉස්සම. නමුත් අපි නිදහස් වෙලා ගියම ලේසි. මේ කරගන්න දේ ටික කරගන්න. ඉන්න කටිය ඕන එකක් කරගන්න. මෙහෙමයි අපි මෙහෙම කිව්වයි කියලා අදහස් වෙනස් කරන්න ඕනේ. සාමාන්‍ය වටා පිටාර කියන පරිසරයයි
ලංකාවේ තියෙන මරණයෙන් පස්සේ වෙන අවමංගල්‍ය ක්‍රමයේ වෙනස් වෙන එක හොඳයි. මේ වගේ අදහස් වලින් තමයි ඒක වෙනස් කරන්න පුළුවන්. මේ මුස්ලිම් ආගමේ කරන්නේ පැය කිහිපයයිනේ තියාගන්නේ. ඒගොල්ලන්ගේ ආගම මොකක් වුණත් ඒ ප්‍රතිපත්තියෙන් ගොඩක් අයට මුදල් ඉතුරු වෙනවා. ඒගොල්ලෝ ගොඩක් ධනවත් වෙනවා. එහෙම ඔය කැරම් ගහන කට්ටිය, බොන කට්ටිය ගෙවල් වල ගෙනත් තියාගෙන ඒ කරන්නෙම අකුසල් වැඩිපුරම කරන්නේ. මැරුණට පස්සේ තත් වඩා අර කිව්වා වගේ වියදම් කරනවා. ඒ ගෙදරටත් දරා ගන්න බැරි තරම් වියදමක් ඒක. ණය වෙනවනේ, පෙට්ටියකට පාව ණය වෙනවා. මිනිස්සුන්ට සල්ලි නැහැ. ඉතින් එහෙම අරගෙන ඒව නැති කරන්න නම් මේ වගේ දේවල් කරන්නේ. ඒකට අපි ඇත්තටම සුබ පතනවා. සුබ පතන්න ඕනේ. සහ සුසිලහරු කිව්වාගේ මේක මෙහෙමම වුණාද කියලා හොයන්න යනවා නම් මැරුණට පස්සේ ඒක Tamanට වදයක් වෙනවා.
ටිකක් තියාගෙන ගිහින්.
ඔව්. ඒකෙන් අයින් වුණා. ඒකෙනුත් අයින් වෙලා මම මෙහෙමයි ලියලා තියෙන්නේ. මොකක් වුණත් මට අදාළ නැහැ. නමුත් මේකෙන් යහපතක් වේවා කියන ඒ චේතනාව තියෙනකොට අපිට ඒකත් විමුක්තියක්, නිදහසක්, අතහැරීමක් වෙන්නේ. ඔව්.
ඒ තියෙන්නේ අපි ජීවත් වෙලා ඉන්නකම් අපි කියන්නේ වහන්න නැති අපේ ඥාති මලාට පස්සේ අහයි.
ඔව්. 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 ආමංගල්‍යයට නොයා ඉන්නවා කියලා සමහර හාමුදුරුවන්ට බනින්න. ඉතින් ඒ වගේ මේ එහෙම තියෙනවනේ නේ. ඒ වගේ මේ සමාජයේ වගේ දේවල් හරිම සෙන්සිටිව් සබ්ජෙක්ට්ස්. පොදු මතයක් ඉදිරිපත් කරන්න ගිය ගමන් එක්ක කැපෙනවා, එක්ක ප්‍රශ්න ඇති වෙනවා. ඊට පස්සේ ඒ වගේ පවුලකත් ඒක වෙනවා. එහෙම.
එතන ඒක මුල් වෙලා අසමගියක් හැදෙන්නත් පුළුවන් පවුල් අතර. මරණය සම්බන්ධයෙන් කටයුතු කරන්න ගිහින්.
සමහර වෙලාවට ලංකාවේ අපිරොත් දැකිනවා මේ නම් දෙන්න එපා ඒ වෙනුවට අහවල්න්ට සිතාට කීයක් හරි දෙන්න ඒ වගේ එහෙමවත් තියෙනවා ටිකක්.
ගුරු විතර රටාව වෙනස් කරන්න නෙවෙයි.
ඔව්. දැන් මේ කාලේ හාමුදුරුවෝ මේ ඒ පෙට්ටියක් නැතුව
ඇඳ පිටින්ම යාදහනේ. ඇඳ පිටියක්
නැතුව අර කට්ටිය වගේ මුතලා මේ දල්සයට හරි පෙට්ටියක් හුඟක් විතර මුකුන්ගෙනම තියන්නේ ඒක.
ඔව් ඉතින් ඒකත් බිස්නස් එකක්.
ඒක බිස්නස් එකක්. දැන් හැමදේම බිස්නස් එක. දැන් මම ආලුවෙක් හිටියා US වල යා ප්‍රයිවසි අපේ කරන්න කියලා තිබුණා බුද්දිස් මුස්ලිම් වෙලා ඉඳලා බුද්දිස් කෙනෙක්. දෙමළ පවුලේ අය පවුලේ දරුවෝයි නෝනායි සහෝදර පිරිසයි විතරයි එතන ආදාහනය කරද්දි හිටියේ වෙන කෙනෙකුට හිටියේ මම විතරයි. එතන මම ගියා යනකොට කාඩ්බෝඩ් එකක් උඩ මිනිහ තියලා තිබුණා. ඒගොල්ලෝගේ රටෙන් ගෙන ආපු විශේෂ රෙද්දකින් ඒක වහලා තිබුණා. සෑයට මේක කෝර්නුවට දාන්න මේ රෙද්ද අයින් කරා කාඩ්බෝඩ් එක පිටින් මේක දැම්ම කිව්වා. ඒක කොහෙද දාලා පිටර පිටිනවා. විනාඩි 15ක් නෑ 13 14 අපේ ගත්තෙන් උන්තන කෙනෙක් ඒවත් කරන්න ගිහලා ඒ හදන්න වතුර දෙකිය නෑ රික්වෙස්ට් කරන්න ඕන රික්වෙස්ට් කරොත් පෙට්ටිය පුච්චනවා නැත්තම් රික්වෙස්ට් කරේ නැත්නම් පෙට්ටිය පුච්චන්නේ රෙන්ට් කරන්න පුළුවන් පෙට්ටිය. ඔව් එහෙම කරනවා. ගොඩක් අය රෙන්ට් කරනවා මොකද සල්ලි.
පුෂ්පනෝට බය වුණා ඒක කිව්වා.
මිනිමම් අයි
රෙන්ට් කරනවා පෙට්ටිය.
බලක දාන්න ගියත් ඒ වගේ. අඩු ගන්න කිව්ටි.
ඊන වලිකනේ
you remember Sunita?
හවුද?
Sunita?
ඔව්.
බලක දාන්න ගියා ඔක්කොමන්ට යන්න කිව්වා. අපි මොකද නා බොඩි එක දන්නේ නැහැ ඒගොල්ලෝ මොනව කරන්නේ? ඉතින් අර එහෙමයි මොනවද කරන්නේ?
පෙට්ටිය පුච්චන්න ඕන නම් $10000කට විතර පිට වෙන ගානක දීලා තමයි පුච්චන්න වෙන්නේ. නිකන් දෙන්නේ නැහැ. රෙන්ට් එකට තමයි ගන්න. ඊට පස්සේ ඒගොල්ලෝ ඇතුළට ගෙනින් ඉඳලා පෙට්ටියෙන් අයින් කරලා මේ දැන්
කොහොමද මේ ඉන්න කට්ටිය මේ හෙඩ්සෙට් ගන්න?
කට්ටිය පෙට්ටිය ගත්තා. ඒගොල්ලෝ choice package family choice එක තමයි rent කරනවද purchase කරනවද?
ඊළඟ බෑග් එක නේද කියලා තමයි ගන්න බෑ.
මේ ඉපදිච්චා දන්නේ.
ඔය දන්නේ.
කටින් වලට වෙනස් වුවයි. කටින් වලට වෙනස් වුවා. ඔයක තීරණයක් ගන්න බෑ.
දැන් මේ අවසාන විනාඩි කිහිපය දැන් මේ අපි කතා කරපු එකේ කාර්යයක් තියෙනවා නම් මේ ඇත්තන්ට අනිත් භාෂාවෙන් කියන්න නැත්නම් ඒගොල්ලෝ නා වෙන නිසා. ඒක නානවා දන්නේ.
මේවා ගන්න එපා මරි. ඉවර දාන්න.
නෑ නෑ මම අහලා ඉවර වෙලා ඉරේස් කරනවා.
We were talking about what can be the rituals when we die. Then there are different ideas. Someone said we should bury or cremate within 24 hours, and we should not spend a lot of money. We should donate those money for poor people or for charities, and without spending thousands of money for a dead body. There are different ideas, different perspectives, and different willingness. So I don't know what you guys have, what kind of funeral plan, because there are a lot of funeral directors. Do you have any plan for funeral?
Maybe they don't think about the future.
Right, because
Here and now.
that's true.
It's a part of the future, right?
Yeah, that's what I
Not
mentioned
sure.
actually.
Not
Not to worry about afterlife.
Not sure we're brave enough to donate all the
In what
organs
way,
to help others. I don't know. It's not brave enough at that time. Who knows?
Some people,
Here and now, it's
some
possibly.
people will freeze the body and keep it frozen or
Forever.
It's really,
forever
it's
later
really
that they will resurrect the body. And
this body
in the
is four
States, they
elements.
spend
Really.
millions of dollars on this.
Why we need to spend too much money and too much time to how to burn it into somewhere.
Millions of
Really
money
need
for
it.
forever,
Okay. I don't know. Keep ours that safely go somewhere.
Maybe liberate here.
Maybe liberate. I don't know. Liberate. Maybe I don't know. Maybe sometimes maybe the body has something for some help for somebody.
Very good.
If we had a funeral director in this discussion, he will be very disappointed about what she suggested.
I don't think such will show up here.
Yeah, they are busy. Well, donating organs is also a good thing. I've heard that if you want to see handsome girls and boys, after you die, you should donate your eyes.
I think here when you
Next life will be handsome boy or handsome girl.
If you want to see a pretty girl and or a handsome boy, you should donate your eyes, even after you're dead.
Eyesight might be good though.
Who knows?
Eyes continue.
Yeah. Well, in reality, it's not your eyes that see, it's your mind.
It's that your four elements going, but it's not your.
Yeah.
This talk about children life. This is society, possibly. I'm not sure. If you want to pretty girl or handsome boy, possibly more suffering there.
Right.
Especially a pretty girl. Pretty they have small suffering there.
Yeah.
I didn't see too much happy families there.
That is the right understanding. The question is also complicated, as we discussed, that the family members decide what to do after you die. And they fight on different decisions. Yeah.
Yeah, legally one can have a willpower, right? I mean, legally you can do it, right?
Yeah.
That's even going to the last stage, even the patient no control for himself. This is really possibly some treatment they don't want it, but the family wants it.
Yeah.
It's really,
I think it's a choice. So
but it's that stage.
that people
No
decide.
choice. They really they have argued this one.
Don't worry about your death. Die freely and happily.
Yeah.
They don't want it. Father maybe just don't. Mother cannot speak. I don't think the father wants to speak.
Good.
I don't know. Happy or not happy. I don't know. Who knows? Yeah.
We cannot make everyone happy.
I don't know. Who knows? Yeah. We have always have to be honest about it. What they need to do is not about money. Not about money. And the kids want to spend money. Want to do doesn't matter. Want to have their life last a few hours, few days. But parents, I don't think so they really want or not don't want it. It's the last moment. He would fight even the kids fighting together. Some kids want to want to. Some people want to, no matter, it doesn't matter how much money we put in, we want to. One of our parents already paid last another 24 hours. That's for 2 days or something else. I give the chance.
And I say one thing that when someone dies, it is good time to gather like social gatherings and relatives, they can gather. Even like weddings and funerals, we gather. No time together because some people are so busy.
Yeah.
That is the time to kind of mix up with other relatives and other friends. It has that possibility too. I don't mean that we have to do exactly what we do right now. Some people might have different idea about it.
Clearly write down on the way. Clearly write down on the way what you want to do when you die. At least possibly it's possibly for our case, possibly. I don't know. Just because we only have one daughter, we don't want to have her suffering at the end of our life.
I think
we're clearly right now.
I think not many people write this. Not many people write this will.
We will write the will, have the will. The will almost all the will about the property, about the money, about the how to who will take those money, who will take care of the property, who will take care of money. Not this one, not this how to deal your life after life. You really don't put this one in the will. Actually, you put this one in the will. That's a good idea. Even though you don't want to do the treatment, last treatment. There's a lot of needles on there just to get another 2 hours life and spend all of the money. Hopefully, those way you don't want to be positive clearly like
I think the last will is not only about the funeral arrangement, it's about the problem sharing. It's more about that.
More about that.
Yeah.
I think we should end one. That's actually there's a lot of fighting, you know.
Yeah.
We do have fighting because
Then
from my family, from my husband's family, we have a lot of. From my father's side, my father passed away. There we have the different opinion there. They have doubt about money. Not talk about money. That we some people want. Some will already say this is the last stage, cannot last longer. But then okay, why just keep continuing 2 hours? If we still have 1 hour, still have 1 minute, we will continue no matter how much we continue. This is totally different opinion. From this family also have this one. We have kids. Even after that, we are complaining. Just because he didn't stay another 2 hours. That is really hurt. Especially the people, relatives passed away, and people which because you don't know.
So if we want to liberate, then we shouldn't have a will.
About we should have a will, Write down something in the will,
We shouldn't have a will.
Then there would be a guy called executioner who has to intervene the property sharing thing. Till you got a property. If you have a lot of properties and 5 properties, then let's say you have 4 cases.
Even one still does. Very common one. Very common one. I don't know. In our community, we are friends. Everybody write down the will very early, very early age. Yeah.
Even
30
though
years, 40 years, we started to write the will now.
Even though you write your will, if your kid doesn't happy with that, you are not free too.
They will do their will. And this world not allow us to free from any will.
Here and now is best solution.
The future will decide the will, right? People listening and helping to discuss.